This struggle is finally coming to an end for you. Let's see what it's been about. So choose your pile 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will see you in your reading. Hi group 1, let's get into your reading. What was this struggle and how does it end? So the hardest thing for you was jealousy and feelings of inferiority. They could have been directed at a specific person or just comparison in general, but the common thread was this ongoing feeling that the world or society wasn't recognizing your true worth. You are someone who genuinely values yourself. You take pride in something you have. For some of you, that's your looks. For others, it's your talent, your work, or something you've been building for a long time. From your point of view, it was good enough, it was valuable, but because it didn't fit society's standards or whatever was trending at the time, you felt like it wasn't being properly acknowledged, So when you saw people who didn't seem more capable than you getting recognition, popularity, positions, or opportunities, that sense of inferiority grew and the jealousy got stronger. And it wasn't just simple envy because you value yourself deeply. It felt much more painful, almost despairing. But this emotional circle is coming to an end. And that's because you are about to realize something important. The one thing you've been valuing most, whether that's your looks or your talent, isn't the only thing you have. You are going to see that there is another part of you that's just as valuable. Up until now, you've chosen not to follow trends or society's standards. You've protected your own unique beauty, your individuality, your own way of doing things. That was actually your pride and also why you never compromised easily. It's not that no one ever recognized it. Some people did here and there, but it was never enough to fully satisfy you because most people judge based on trends or public reaction. Now though, someone with their own solid standards, someone who isn't swayed by other people's opinions and who has a very accurate eye, is going to recognize your value. This is someone you can genuinely trust and respect. If it's your looks, they will recognize your unique kind of beauty. If it's your talent, they will truly value the path you chose instead of following everyone else. And when that person chooses you, gives you an opportunity or says something that genuinely satisfies you, the jealousy and inferiority you've been carrying will start to wash away. On top of that, you will also rediscover another strength within yourself, something just as valuable as the one you've been focusing on all along. So if you've been focusing on your appearance, you realize you also have a personality, an energy, or a presence that draws people in. And if you've been focusing on your talent, you will see there's another quality that strengthens and supports it. The parts of you that were hidden by jealousy and inferiority will slowly come back into view, triggered by someone's recognition and choice. From that point, instead of being shaken by trends or society's standards, you'll start using 2 or more of your strengths more consciously. So this shift brings a major recovery in your self-worth and confidence. You'll start thinking, the path I walked wasn't wrong. Like the value I believed I had was real. That's when your mind settles and you feel much more emotionally stable and at ease. That's the biggest change you are about to experience. So what changes in real life once it's over? So you are not someone who fits neatly into the mainstream. You are not the type everyone instantly recognizes or easily idolizes. You don't have that like stereotypical talent or conventional beauty. That doesn't mean you lack value. You absolutely have it. It just wasn't the kind that's immediately obvious to the majority. That's why it's been so hard. You kept thinking, I know I'm a good person, so why am I not being recognized? Why am I not not getting attention? Deep down, there was also this feeling of, I should be acknowledged by more people. I should be shining bigger than this. In a way, that was you protecting yourself, because the truth is, the world naturally accepts what's universal more easily, and it follows trends faster. And that's just how society works. It's like a law, So you simply didn't fit those general standards. What you truly wanted wasn't to be loved by everyone. You wanted a small number of people who could see your value accurately, because you hadn't met many of those people. Part of you may have been telling yourself, I am someone everyone should recognize. Now you start letting that go. You realize it's okay not to be chosen by everyone. You begin to understand that even a small group of people who genuinely need you and passionately appreciate you is more than enough to succeed. Because of that, you stop getting hurt unnecessarily. You focus more on what you need to do. Everyday life becomes far less exhausting. You are not someone who's comfortably liked by everyone. You are someone who leaves a powerful impression on certain people. And once you accept that, everything feels lighter. So let's look a bit deeper into this change. So the best part of this shift isn't just the practical improvement, it's how peaceful your mind becomes. You stop constantly comparing yourself, thinking, why are they doing so well? Or why am I still here? Instead, a solid confidence forms inside you. I have something that's mine. So when someone else gets chosen or receives attention, it no longer shakes you. Even like rejection or disappointing outcomes don't break you the way they used to. That's because there are people around you who truly recognize you. People you yourself can say, yeah, this person really knows what they are talking about. You fully understand and accept that you don't need recognition from everyone. That realization can feel almost miraculous. Things that used to irritate you don't bother you as much anymore. Feelings like jealousy and inferiority fade away naturally. You clearly see that when someone is recognized by universal standards, that's their path and you have your own. That's your biggest transformation and that's your deepest healing. So that's everything I have for you, group number 1. Hope you enjoyed this reading and hope it has resonated with you. If it has, please like, share this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm offering personal reading, so please reach out to me by email. I've got a TikTok page, so if you like my style of reading, you will really enjoy them because they are really short and sweet. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi group 2, let's get into it. So what was this struggle and how does it end? So there is someone you've been holding in your heart. It could be an ex, or someone you dated a few times, or someone who you had crush on. Either way, you really admire that person, and at some point you felt like only being with them would make you feel complete. To be honest, it wasn't so much the person themselves. It was the idea of them. You placed a lot of fantasy onto who they were, even though there were clear reasons the connection ended. You couldn't see it as it really was, and you kept idealizing it. You know, love is very important to you. You are the type who shines more when you are with someone. I mean, you can be on your own, but when alone time goes on too long, it genuinely becomes really hard for you. So waiting for that one person exhausted you, and that belief that only they could complete you ended up hurting you even more. But this change isn't about forcing yourself to forget them. It's about someone completely different appearing to your life. Someone who makes you not even need to think about the past person anymore. Not the person from the past, but someone new who shakes your heart deeply. Before, you felt like it has to be this person or nothing, but this new person comes in and completely flips that belief. They don't make you struggle alone. They naturally accept the emotions and desires you've been holding back for so long. And when you are with them, the future starts to feel genuinely bright. You get this clear sense that you could go a long way together. That's how the emotional suffering you carried because of that one person finally comes to an end. So what changes in real life once it's over? So when this person appears, the everyday problems that used to weigh on you start to feel completely different. Things that once felt overwhelming on your own now feel like something that simply passes through. They no longer sit on you as a burden. This isn't a light, passing romance. It looks like it moves quite quickly into a clear, defined relationship. This person is likely to express their feelings first, and conversations about officially starting a relationship come up naturally. Life starts to feel like spring, There's more excitement, more affection, and the loneliness you felt in the past relationships gets filled through this person's actions and sincerity. They are emotionally generous. When they like someone, they hold nothing back. They show it through words, action, and even gifts consistently. You may have been drawn to emotionally distant or cold people in the past, but honestly, that type never really suited you. The person you meet now fits you perfectly without effort. It's an equal relationship where you walk toward together. Because of that, daily life feels much more comfortable and every day starts to feel like an event. So let's look a bit deeper into this change. So this relationship has the potential to last a very long time. It's the kind of connection where marriage can come to mind naturally. Your values align well, and there's a lot you can learn from each other. You come to respect this person deeply, and they don't feel burdened by that at all. They actually feel happy and encouraged by it. So within the relationship, you support each other and help each other grow. After meeting this person, feelings you once held for people from the past resolve on your own. You don't need to force yourself to forget. There is simply no reason to think about them anymore. It feels like a completely new beginning, almost like starting life over. Being with this person will help things flow better in work as well. Your financial situation gradually stabilizes too. One relationship lived your entire life. So this change isn't just about starting a romance. It's a shift that makes your whole life feel lighter, calmer, and something you can genuinely look forward to. So that's everything I have for you, group number 2. Hope you enjoyed this reading and hope it has resonated with you. If it has, please share this video and subscribe my channel. And I'm offering personal reading, so please reach out to me by email. I have a TikTok page, so please check out. If you like my style of reading, we really enjoy the readings that I post there because they are really short and sweet. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi group 3, let's get into your reading. So what was this struggle and how does it end? For group 3, it feels like you've been having a really hard time because of a situation where someone wasn't actually acting truthfully, or a relationship or environment that was built on lies. It could be that someone's words didn't line up, or that they avoided taking responsibility, or that they refused to admit their mistakes and twisted the situation instead. This could have been work-related, a personal relationship, or even one specific person. Because of that, it feels like you were put in a disadvantageous situation or position, or You had to endure something that felt really unfair, but there is one important thing you either already know or you are about to find out. Up until now, you may not have had the courage to say it out loud, or like you didn't yet have the decisive information needed to change the situation. Now though, key information or solid evidence that can completely turn this situation around is coming into your hands. And instead of keeping it to yourself, you are going to bring it to someone influential or reveal it in the right place, somewhere that can actually correct what's been going on. Once that happens, the situation that was being held together by lies come to an end, and things start to be resolved in a way that's clearly in your favor. So what changes in real life once it's over? So through this process, there may already be things you've lost. It could be money, opportunities, or even things that aren't visible, like pride or trust. Because of that, you may have been really hurt and you might have started doubting yourself. But as this false situation gets cleared up, things that are even more important than what you lost begin to return. It becomes clear just how honestly you've been acting and how upright you've been, and people who recognize that start to appear. All this time, you chose not to take shortcuts. Even when it was uncomfortable, you chose to stick to the truth. At the time, that choice may have looked like a loss, but you are going to realize that it was actually protecting you. Once this situation is over, the influence of the person who was blocking you starts to fade away and things begin flowing much more smoothly for you, especially in work and financial matters. The blockages you've been dealing with start to clear and you finally get evaluated properly for what you do. So let's look a bit deeper into this change. So going through this restores a lot of trust in yourself. You will know for sure that you are someone who acted truthfully, and that way, the way that you chose to live wasn't wrong. Even if the world isn't always fair, you are going to feel very clearly that honest people do eventually receive what's meant to come back to them. Because of that, if a similar situation ever comes up again, you won't be shaken or confused the way you were before. Going forward, you are not going to easily abandon your own standards or beliefs, and that attitude itself makes you stronger in both relationships and work. People or situations that lack honesty naturally fall away, and only those who are aligned with you remain by your side. As a result, your heart feels much more at ease and your everyday life becomes more stable. This isn't just about one incident ending, it's a turning point that clearly shows how you are going to live your life from here on. So that's everything I have for you, group number 3. Hope you enjoyed this reading and hope it has resonated with you. If it has, please share this video and subscribe my channel. I've got a TikTok page, so please check out if you like my style of reading, because there are lots of really short reading and they are short and sweet, so you will also enjoy them. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi group 4, let's get into your reading. So what was this struggle and how does it end? You are not the kind of person who does well with small, repetitive, mechanical tasks. If you were stuck in a situation where you had to keep doing that kind of work, you could have felt completely drained, and it may have been hard to find any joy in your day-to-day life. Some of you might have felt really lethargic and even low or depressed. But this situation is going to be completely transformed through your creativity, originality, and your own unique way of doing things. Some of you may end up starting a business. If you are working within an organization, you could get promoted. And instead of handling all this, the tedious tasks, those get passed on to others while you take on roles that rely on your presence, judgment, knowledge, and ideas, things only you can do, you know. If you are creative, you may have gone unnoticed for a long time, but one project or one idea suddenly takes off in a big way and draws a lot of attention. As a result, you end up working less while having much greater influence, and your financial situation can change significantly. You are far better suited to having independent influence rather than following someone else's or playing a supporting role, you know. That's why staying in a low position for so long would have felt especially exhausting for you. Now the situation shifts away from how much labor you put in and towards making money and expanding your influence through your ideas, your thinking, and your own message. So what changes in real life once it's over? This success isn't a one-off. You know, big and small wins keep coming one after another, and each time you experience results that feel genuinely meaningful and satisfying to you. If you've been compromising on your working conditions, environment, or compensations for practical reasons, there's no longer something you will have to do, you know. You have a way of doing things, a talent or a style that's hard for others people to copy, and because of that, people are willing to accept and choose you even when you ask for higher value or higher pay. Whether it's a service or a product, people who are genuinely willing to invest in what you offer start to appear. This success opens the door to bigger stage, and multiple opportunities may come in at the same time. You might even find yourself wondering which opportunity to choose. You could end up handling two things at the same time that seem difficult to balance, or gradually expanding your scale. If you run a business, it may keep like growing, and you may move into a position where you are responsible for more people. It can feel overwhelming at first, but it also means you are growing on a much bigger level. So let's look a bit deeper into this change. So this change isn't just luck. You have judgment and originality that's almost like a superpower. You know, you tend to do better when you decide and choose for yourself rather than constantly consulting others, you know. There's an, like unexplainable pull to what you create and the work you do, you know. Think about Apple products. It's not just that they are objectively like superior, but people stay loyal because of the brand's personality and style. You know, everybody has iPhones, right? Your work and your way of doing things have the same kind of natural magnetism. So rather than something completely new appearing, this change is really about you finally using the talents that were already inside you. When important decisions comes up going forward, you'll be much better off following your own standards instead of being swayed by other people's opinions. You are someone who naturally fits the role of leading rather than following. And the more you trust yourself and make choices that way, the more your life, including your finances, steadily becomes more stable and starts flowing more smoothly. So that's everything I have for you, group number 4. Hope you enjoyed this reading and hope it has resonated with you. If it has, please like, share this video and subscribe my channel. I'm offering personal readings, so please reach out to me by email. Also, please check out my TikTok page. There are a few different kinds of really short reading. If you like my style of reading, we will really enjoy them because they are really short and sweet. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. So what was this struggle and how does it end? What was this struggle? Oops, too many cards. What was the struggle? How does it end? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. was the struggle? How does it end? One, two. Wow, look at this. 3, 4. Okay. How does it end? How does this struggle end? Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what changes in your life once it's over? What will change in your life? So it's more from the everyday life perspective. So what's gonna actually happen in your life, in your everyday life, group 1? Oh, it's really nice. What's actually happening? Okay. Choose this much, and okay, so from the bottom, 1, 2, 3. From the bottom, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, let's look a bit deeper into this change, more about this change. So we are talking more about like in the future. I just want one card, please. Just one card. More about this change. How will it affect your life? More about the change. How will this change look like going forward? Kind of influence. Okay. What about this change? Oh wow. Okay.